I was thinking about me. God just spoke this, but I think you should do it.
It's like a mindset.
You do it.
Yeah.
I had a friend say once, he's like, there's not everyone, but some people do a thing where they see tithe as actually a payment to the church of like, I'm paying you. Is the church good for me? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm actually like, my tithe is actually a payment. Like, are you going to do a good conference for me? Are you going to get good preachers in for me? Is the worship team going to be good for me? Not like what the church is designed to do.
It's a consumer.
You know what I mean? It's that consumer mindset, which is like kind of also taken a bit of people over, how it's like, oh, this is just for me. I come on a Sunday and then I leave straight away. And it's like, I just consume and leave, not like the partnering with your local church.
Yeah.
That was your bro. I want you to keep going.
Well, I was like,
you're not done yet, bro. There's something more in there.
So moving on.
No,
he
Josh,
said, never mind. You
Josh,
speak.
Yeah. Josh got a word yesterday, which I think is amazing, and I think this is
it's true. Yeah, in Nashville, my youth pastors, they moved to Nashville
and started a church
years ago and started church there, and then we visited them, which I love seeing them all the time. And then as we were leaving, they came out and they fully prayed for me and put a word of me. So I used to work in a church for many years running like creative teams and stuff.
He was the creative director there at his church.
Not quite the creative director, but
close.
I ran the productions and media and stuff. But
I'll call it creative director.
Then it depends who you talk to. No, I'm joking. And then since leaving the church, crazy, it like almost flipped for me. I felt so free to be a Christian, if you would. Like pray for people, like any chance, anything spur in my heart. I felt more open to just like operate. I think it was a shift of like, I'm finally like doing what we preach on Sundays, like operating in the world now, like just operating, being a Christian. Yeah. But then something that flipped is when I walked back into church, I literally felt like, oh, I don't have permission to pray for the person next to me. It was the most weirdest thing inside of me. And especially when I go inside like any church, and like, we're going to pray for people now. It's like, oh yeah, that's nice and everything. But I'm like,
that's their job.
Yeah, their job.
Yeah.
Like they don't want me, and it was the wrongest mindset. But then they just came. I hadn't seen them in years, and then they just fully just started praying for me over all these things. And like, there's something dormant inside of you that used to see these things happen and stuff. But when you enter certain rooms, you feel like you can't.
Yeah.
But it's like God wants to wake them up again inside of you.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool.
Yeah, I mean, a great part of this journey, bro, if I can like, just like, sorry, I'm just going to tell him this now. I really feel like the Lord brought us together to do this because he wants to bring a new season for you, you know, and he wants to show you that you don't have to be, and we're talking about this today, you don't have to be fully qualified.
It's so true.
You know what I mean? To be effective for the kingdom. And I think like that's what I want people to know too when they listen and they watch and they engage with kingdom creatives. I couldn't, to be honest with you, Amy, I don't really care about this. like my with agency we got going is great. I get to like do my thing, be creative, and I love it. And it's like what you're saying before, when the Lord calls you to do something and you know he is speaking and you do it, there's like an obedience that comes with that. You don't actually care about the outcome or what it gives for me, you know? And I think, I don't know where I was going with that.
New season.
Yeah.
New season.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm honest,
I'm also like really tired, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all good. It's like something that I've noticed about me more lately as well is I'm also an opinionated person, so that's something. But I feel way more qualified to think I can do something better or tell someone something where I'm not involved in it. But when it's directly involved to something I'm probably more subjectively like I do or I'm actually good at.
What do you mean?
I feel like when it comes to like filmmaking or stories or anything like that, that's probably where I'm the most insecure. And I actually feel like...
Where people would say you're probably most qualified.
Yeah, like I'm most qualified in that area, but I don't see myself like that. And it's like, I probably get the most like, oh, everyone's so much better than me.
Right.
There's like a million people that should be doing this, not me. But then other areas I feel like so much more free. And it's like, it's probably also that like kind of that comparison thing, you know what I mean? Because you see so much of it as well. But it's like, that's something that I honestly have like struggled with so much. And it's like, and I don't like hold back on things or anything as that, but it's just like something in the back of my mind every now and then that pops up, like that almost like uncertainty of like, am I qualified to do this thing that I'm, and it's always the things that I like am better at. That I can actually do. Like I can actually do, but it's like they're the things where I feel least qualified to do.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same. Yeah, I'm the same.
You know, a mentor of mine actually told me one time when I was dealing with thoughts like that, they were saying, in our reality, what we're facing is that we don't feel like...
Sorry, I just moved
it.
Okay.
I'm like, oh man. Like we don't feel like we're actually the first choice.
Yes.
And he told me, and that's okay. But we were the first ones to say yes.
Oh, that's
Because
cool.
there's some things that people that actually obey are privy to that other people are not. And maybe they do have better accolades or better resume, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But it's like, but are you crazy enough to say yes to the
So
journey
true.
that God is calling you onto?
Yeah,
And so I feel like there's a faith aspect to
Yeah.
that.
there is.
That faith will activate something in you and activate giftings that you never even knew were possible.
Yeah,
That's the best way to say it.
I think obedience is the destination.
Yes.
Because I always used to think that the place that I need to be, or like there's the
Will happen
goal,
through.
that was the goal. But I actually think the steps of obedience is the goal.
Yep.
Because like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Fully.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like the more I say yes when I know the Lord is speaking, that's when I feel the most fulfilled. Like when I take that
Yeah.
wild, crazy faith step, that's when I feel like, oh, I've arrived, you know? But then it's like, oh, you feel like that? We're gonna do it
Yeah,
something
yeah.
else.
Yeah.
You know what
so
I mean?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I feel like the more I say yes, that is the destination. I don't know if that makes sense. Like
No,
I
I
feel like
agree.
a lot of young creatives particularly just don't really need to be taught how to make an epic video or like how to hit the algorithm or how to be awesome.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
need to be taught on like, you can say yes. Like you can say yes to the Lord and he will come through no matter how crazy it sounds, no matter how wild it is. You can say yes. Like,
Yep.
So
and so I
true.
think a lot of people, a lot of young people particularly, they might not want to put out content or they might not want to use their creative gift or they might not want to because, you know, they're scared. They're scared of what people will think. They're scared of, is the Lord really on this?
Yeah.
So what sort of advice would you give to young creatives who maybe want to step out and do, you know, they don't not copy like rinse and repeat of what you've done, but they want to like preach the gospel. They want to
Yeah.
use their creative gift for the Lord. What sort of advice would you give to them?
Stop waiting for the moment that you arrive or that you know the most. I think that God can do so much with little. And if what you're saying is, God, all I have is 5 loaves and 2 fish, God's like, I can do a lot with that.
So
Like
true.
I can reach what I love about that story is like, this is all I got, right? But then God's like, but this is how much you can reach with the little that you had. And so I think sometimes we're saying like, until I get better, until I do this, like one of the reasons I think that I never really did like full production things with my feed. Like if you see, I'm like in my room, we're sliding.
Yeah.
And like, or in my car, like there's nothing really special about it. And even though I might have the maybe capacity to do it better, there's something humbling about not. Because I could always say like, it wasn't the cameras that did that. It wasn't, you know, the lighting that did that. It was
Yeah.
God putting up my phone when God was meeting me in a moment and telling you about it. And I might not make the most sense, but it is my personal experience. And it's like the Bible, what's the verse? It's giving me mind. Like we shall overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the power of our testimony.
Revelations.
Yeah. Like when you talk about power of testimony, that's power of story. And like there's something about your story that nobody else can
Yes, ma'am.
give and
So
nobody
true.
else can say.
So true.
Nobody else can speak on your behalf. And it's your story that God wants
your
to push
authority.
forward. Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's like as little as you think that you have or that you know, God can do so much with that. And that's where stewardship comes in.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you weren't willing to do it then when you had like 2 people in front of you,
So true.
what makes you think you're going to do it in front of 200 people? I remember Francis Chan, one time I heard him do a preaching and he said, if I was preaching in a small group and I did not feel love for 5 people, what made me think I would feel love when there's 5,000
Yeah.
people in front of me?
Yeah. Francis is the best, man.
Oh yeah.
He's been name dropped a couple of times.
Yeah,
today.
actually, the last couple
We're
of
like
days.
other meetings earlier,
Yeah.
and then they're like Francis Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Nice.
he's next.
Yeah. We could, is he still in? Is he in OC? Where is he?
Well, he was in like last week he was here, but like I think he's in San Francisco.